Everybody say, say, how can I express my gratitude for all the many things you've done for me? Words are not enough, enough to say thank you. So Lord, you are my everything. You're my everything. How can I express my gratitude? How can I express my gratitude for all the many things Father, you done for me, yeah. Words are not enough to say thank you. So Lord, you are, you're my everything. See, I call you Zion.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location. Tiefoɔ ne ahwɛfoɔ me ma ankorankora biara kɔ aba ɛbɛyɛ dwumadie so. Edwuma a yɛato ne din sɛ Legal Hour with BWF Solicitors. Ɛno nso Twede Ampoadaro ma. Ɛne n'adom nti no ama yɛn nkwa ama yɛn ahoɔden na yɛmfa saa dwumadie yi mbrɛ mu baabi biara a wɔwɔ biara me ma wakɔ aba ɛba so. Mɛsrɛ wɔ nidie mu. Sɛ wonya baa so a na wabɔ mmɔden apia ne ti kɔ sɛ obi foforɔ nso bɛnya bi ahwɛ. Ɛna momfa nkyɛ yɛn technical issues kakra nti no yɛ delay ba yɛgye di sɛ delayance no koraa ɛnyɛ denial nti definitely delay no will deliver sɛnea tie biara yɛde education no bɛba nti just stick and stay with us mmerɛ no kɔ no nti memma me kasa ɛnyɛ tenten ma invite me resource person yɛayɛ sister penny yɛayɛ maame yɛayɛ nuabaa lawyer Eunice na ɔno nso mfa nkyia mu ohwam na sɛ update bi wɔ hɔ de ato dwa na afei deɛ yɛde dwumadie no ato ase nti la Eunice mema wakɔ aba ɛba dwumadie no so.
Major so man yɛte I hope sɛ nyame adom ne na mo ho yɛ.
Adom yɛn ho yɛ paa
Yɛda nyame ase. Ma menkyia etiefoɔ ne ahwɛfoɔ. Yɛda mo nyinaa ase. Yɛnim sɛ the program has started late, but menim sɛ dodoɔ na bɛhyɛ na dwumadie no yɛtumi ayɛ ne kama. Mekyia mo nyinaa. I hope sɛ nyame adom mo nyinaa mo ho yɛ. And I know say with our flyer, Mr. Charles Asman and I say a D program na enim, but me running program no for end into nyame ya adoma ya betwiti the same topic as usual na itumi atwaso with end the discussion, but as usual every week pia yet yema ye ho updates bi na say yema etiefo ne ahwefo nsema say omo hye ne so senya obi eka bibi na ebia nto asoma omo betumi enya ntiase ne efri mbrenimfo no na omo etumi edi aye dia se omo ye. I think the first thing is first. I think there has been a lot of talk in regards to nkorɔfoɔ skilled worker route no so, and overshare your Facebook and also your social media updates now. We have put on there in terms of skilled workers no more care and health and care industry, specifically, and whether they can switch after the 22nd of July 2025. Into 22nd of July, it will be next week. And when we talk about nkrofona ebia omo COS no omo agye free omo nsem anase company na omo ye adwuma ma omo no government na agye omo sponsor license na wa wo ye adwumafo no untumi enya adwuma foforo a mo betumi aye in terms of looking for a new employer. And I know say there are those who have now received 60-day notification period says say I'm to me and switch it to another route there, and there this almost free UK Chrome ha. In terms of Nkrofona still now almost 60 days no, at least another health and care employer na also obetumi ama w'edwuma na almost say at least so to me say why edwuma ama sa employer no for at least 3 months ansana way to me, I can say we'll switch it to that employer based on COS now or the BMAO, because the 22nd of July no the deadline on day at to say we switch it to that route as a new entrance dear a quite in but so to me at Shen say why a juma ama company for at least 3 months there, then you can make that switch to that health and care provider. So what's it updates no so yeah penny any education yeah penny dema last week ne this week ni na who say from the 22nd of July no so no applications will be able to be made from outside of the UK in regards to Nkrofona or more health and care route as care workers. Into that route has been closed off to care workers in total. And I say those who want to come in as new entrants. I believe that the thinking behind it is because Dodwana UK Chrome ha almost sponsor license no ebia employer no almost revoke the employer license sponsor license into when it comes to a German for na dodoɔ na ɛwɔ UK Chrome has still na ɔmo any adwuma a ɔmo yɛ, and I know said na first na ɔmo gye employees ɔmo details de ato ɔmo system no so sɛnya employers na ɔmo wɔ sponsor license no can take from the pool of employees na ɔmo ɛhwehwɛ COS ni bi no. Of course, the system is such that say almost increases salary rates no so employers are less likely to take on new staff and also recruit new people into um the pool that they created no has not been as effective as it should have been. Into Dodwana still na almost UK Chrome ha almost juma. So they have decided to close off that route completely for new entrants coming from outside the UK. Saying ya almost to me used to in more UK Chrome had it no. And obviously this is something that they have given us ample notice, and I say almost days and she no ebe to honum at the beginning of the month. And see these are things that at least not just care and health and care homes and I say care homes and I say employers who are within the health and care sector and and so, but those who are also under that care route are almost under that care route, they have to be able to obviously make that switch before the 22nd of July, unless say any employer no I juma for at least 3 months or more, and as the application no atum before the 22nd of July 2025. And then when it also comes to nkurɔfoɔ omo ɛwɔ mba ɛwɔ UK Chrome ha titiri nkurɔfoɔ a ebi a ɔmo awo ɔmo mba ɔmo nkrataa, but they have been able to pass that 7 year stage into ɔmo mba no edi 7 years ɛwɔ Chrome ha a ɔmo pɛ sɛ ɔmo yɛ nkrataa. When it comes to those applications, usually akwadaa no bɛ make his application under the private life route. But usually nkurɔfoɔ a wɔyɛ applications under the private life route no dodoɔ no will know say wɔyɛ application it is on the 10 year route when it's based on private life. Nti ɛsɛ wɔyɛ 2.5 no 4 times to make up for the 10 years ansa na wɔatumi anya indefinite. But sisi ano ɔmo aka sɛ woyɛ akwadaa na wobɛtumi meet ɔmo immigration rules requirements ne deɛ a so we D7 now over to me I 2.5. As I hear another 2.5. Into in regards to those who are coming from outside the UK, specifically in Kolana, almost free amanone now me to me actually say ɔmo atena UK kurom ha for at least 7 years no, ɔmo betumi ayɛ saa application no for on the 5 year route instead of 10 year route. Na ɔmo betumi ayɛ ɔmo indefinite no within that 5 year period no, they should be able to make the application for indefinite leave to remain. And then I know, so when it comes to university kono, dodoɔ naa behia loan ɛde akɔ, nti that gives them something to hold on to in terms of applying to student for loan. Nti so if for any reason ono mba no aba UK kurom ha, it so happens that muni nkrata at the moment na akwala no onya 7 years and also with this 7 years ɛwɔ UK kurom ha no, then they can make an application based on their private life under the 5 year route instead of 10 year route. Now, only to me, enya indefinite in term rather than later on. Nti nyama two way na me pese yɛhyɛ no nso na at least nkurɔfoɔ ehu nyama ɛkɔ so.
Okay, la Eunice yɛbɛda ase. Nana woka yɛka ne sɛ care worker route no foɔ no. Nti sɛsi a no sɛ ɛba ne sɛ wo no wonya letter anaasɛ wonya letter sɛ kofi a na sɛ woankɔ a sɛ ɛba ne sɛ baabi a yɛse momfa mo din nkɔto na sɛ obi wɔ vacancy ne bi wɔ hɔ a na wetumi ayɛ ama wo nanso no you have to work with that person for at least 3 months no ɔhɔ no ama question mark kakra bi a ɛwɔ no sɛ mbia na wo no yɛama wo 2 months sɛ kɔ fie na wakɔ akɔnya saa sponsor no sɛ bɛyɛ adwuma ma no na wastart yɛ adwuma ma no a sɛ 3 months na ɔse at least 3 months sɛ 3 months na nso a na kyerɛ sɛ wo a yɛama wo 2 months sɛ kɔ fie no nyɛ adeɛ a wobɛtumi asɔkyi biom anaa ɔhɔ no menhyɛ da nte aseɛ saa so na menim sɛ obi nso so nte aseɛ papa wobɛtumi akyekyere mu kakra wɔ hɔ no.
Okay, so I believe that when it comes to, I think first thing first, let me explain in
Okay.
terms of Nimpana or your employee, Yamanasa 60 days cancellation. And see,
Uh-huh.
wow, we are health and care worker, Yama 60 days notice period, say,
Mhm.
straight to another route, but say
Yeah.
when you another route, they are kufi. And no, sir, no. Can switch to any other route. You are not limited to just the care route.
Yeah. Mhm.
You can switch to any other route
Mhm.
depending on whether you meet the immigration rules requirements. Now,
Okay.
why you switch? So that 60 days, no, I'm better. Now, will still
Okay.
now unya care work. So
Okay.
don't limit yourself to just care work because there may be other routes
Ɛwɔ
uh,
hɔ.
that are open to you that you can still make an application and sign a 60 days now.
Okay.
Then coming to those who, for instance, no, omwenya employer, only omo person omoye juma inti the employer has ensured and as has said to them said they will be able to give them COS. Inti they have that assurance that they will be able to get a COS. Pacho bebre say unim said ni pakono ebema o COS there. The
Mhm.
rules are saying that after the 22nd of July, the
Mhm.
only people who will be able to make an application to switch will be in Crofona. Omo enya sa 3 months experience and I said 3 months working with that specific
Okay.
employer. Into
Okay.
if 22nd of July no pa ho na obetumi a chere say what only sa employer na ye juma for 3 months
Three
now
months.
go
Yeah.
switch it to that route there, then
Okay.
so
Okay.
that's
Okay.
what they mean by you must show 3 months
Mm.
work in terms of sake work now person only
Right.
car company no yeah. So
Mm.
I'll say that will be the
Different.
explanation in terms of Nkrofo almost enya sa edwuma no within the health and care industry after the 22nd of July.
Okay, it makes sense now. Afei ate
Yeah.
aseɛ. Nti no ɛni sɛ wotena hɔ or sɛ wotu anammɔ ntɛmtɛmtɛm na wontumi nyɛ nti mo a because wohwɛ system no mu a dodoɔ na any other employees sorry employers ɛyɛ adwuma 20 hours dodoɔ
Yeah,
na ɛwɔ 20 hours wɔ baabi ɛna ɔmo
yeah,
main sponsor no sisi a yɛagye ɔmo license nti no na kyerɛ
yeah.
sɛ 20 hours na ɔyɛ wɔ baabi wotumi prove sɛ at least wayɛ for 3 months a saa employer no ɔwɔ ho kwan sɛ obetumi aswitchi de ama wo sɛ
Yeah,
saa na ɛteɛ
yeah,
okay
yeah.
nti saa employer no menhwɛ o sɛ saa employer ɔnni license sɛ like ɔno ɔnyɛɛ saa sponsor license no bi nanso still a waemploy wo a obetumi egyina so akaka sɛ neɛ ɔkɔgye saa license na ɔmfa employ ɔmo a ɔne ɔmo ayɛ adwuma for the 3 months is it possible that way ɛyɛ ana technicals na ɛwɔ mu no yɛnhyɛ da nte aseɛ papa anaasɛ sisi a no obiara ntumi nkɔgye license biom sɛ ɔde employ care worker even within anaa.
I mean, when it comes to employers, Nadia, you have to be sure. Say nipa na
Mhm.
wone ne ye adwuma no or sponsor license. Because if the person doesn't have a sponsor license in the first place, then
Mhm.
the 3 months wouldn't qualify you to make an application because only sponsor license. So you
Okay.
have to be sure, say company no it was sponsor license. They are not saying
Mm.
say after the 22nd of July, no
Mhm.
company can apply for sponsor license. That's not what they are
Okay.
saying because there
Okay.
are still people within the system who
Yes,
still need COS. So
that's correct.
you as a care company, you can still
Mm.
apply for the government to give you a sponsor license
Nice
after
sense.
2nd of July. It doesn't stop you from applying for sponsor license. Um for care homes, most of them even prefer to make their recruitment within the UK rather than
One
from outside.
outside. Okay.
So you can still apply for sponsor license. And I know say governments list of sponsor license holders they be be free, they be norm they be so air can.
That count.
So those that are being revoked are taken out and those that are being approved are also
Getting
being
new
entered.
one. Mhm.
Yes, are being entered on register and that's list so they BIS and there's tens of thousands of employers that are on that list. It's when you go onto the .gov.uk website now type in sponsor license holders and obviously majority of them are within the health and care sector because that's the area which is in most demand. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much for this explanation. Care workers are a war honoma. Yeah, muntie some of these programs. No say nebe ya obetumi gyina so now dey to anamo. Entena say now kasi ama me 60 days. So that's the end of the world. There are other means I obetumi. Em say enra was any nansa Uncle Ben a program. I think say enra a program about other options are other options are which of course nkurɔfo bebree tumi ehu sɛ oh sɛ na ebu nso no akyea nso embuiɛ na kyerɛ sɛ anidasoɔ sɛnea tie biara no anidasoɔ wɔ hɔ you can switch to other areas and then still take up your work na koye mon try na mon persist menya one application pɛ na untumu nda say eno ano no ma ye baako ebeye debi you can do numerous applications who knows baby a ebekɔ akɔtɔ a nyame bɛyɛ wadom na ɔhɔ no yɛbɛfrɛ for interview na ɔma offer you job so keep on trying na yɛgye di say at the end of the day no Bibi will come out of it. Yo, Eunice, yɛda ase yɛbɛkɔ anim ɛnɛ yɛmmerɛ no kɔ nti yɛbɛtwitwa so ntiatiatia sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a yɛbɛyɛ allow the callers to call and then also have their questions to ask and answered. Yo, ɛnɛ topic yɛde abɛto dwa no, it look a bit similar to what we did last week, but we know in particular no about the sole responsibilities adeɛ yare a yɛfrɛ no saa sole responsibility no ɛha adwen papapapapapapa nanso yɛse sɛ wonni ɛno a wontumi mmiti a ɛkwan bɛn na biribi foforɔ wɔ hɔ ɛno na ɛnɛ yɛba abɛdwudwa mu yɛba abɛpaapaa mu yɛba abɛkyerɛkyerɛ mu sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a wobɛtumi wo nso wobɛhu because saa so responsibility no ɛnyɛ da bia obi wɔ hɔ a ɔyɛ o but ɔnkeepi record nti no ɔnkeepi record no is as bad as ɔnyɛ obi saa nso na obi nso ɔyɛ ɛnɛ ɔyɛ baako a no wanya baako no ato na adwemu a busumi nsia ansa na wasa ye baako obia wo bibi ka when it comes to sole responsibility no either say ehye ne ma ana say to ne sin nti ene no ye ba behwe ye ba bedwedwam say ayembia opese wokofa wo ba eba because wonkofa wo ba wo betena kromo ha nyame ye wa adom wonan etintim ho wonan epintim ho wanya dwuma kakra wo ye wanya ba biti wo hwe efie a wo mba no nso go ho nkrofo na ehwe omo ana say na na bi na ehwe mama bi na sisi a omo ahode ekofom enti opese wo a wonkofa wa de na ankoba onbeka wo wa ha ka ma sesrade na mbi na wo wi a ono so bewi bi se nchinam kra na wo wi ono so bewi bi kakra na obetumi e de ahwe no enti no se obeye saa yes, eligibility, suitability, qualification, whatever. Just a normal didada kwemwa or say udi so na obetumi akofa obey e de aba. Nanso adoba akwa e ka ho ya na ha adwe no eni sa so responsibility na just say wonkwa na wo hwe sa akwala no emfa ho ba ote but bibia tre say wonkwa na wo hwe sa akwala no. Na mum e ba ne say untumi enkyerɛ sɛ wo nko a na wohwɛ akwala na ɛdɛn na wobɛyɛ ɛno na ɛnɛ yɛba bɛka wo nti me topic a mede aba bɛto dwa ne sɛ can I still bring my child to the UK if I don't meet the sole responsibility requirement no ɛno na yɛba bɛka ho asɛm ɛha adwen na mesa to nsa de afrɛ lawyer Eunice na ɔmbɛkyerɛ mpɛ sɛ mekɔfa me ba ɛba akwala no mehwɛ no nanso hwɛ na mehwɛ no no ɛdida nkyɛnkyɛn bi mentumi nkyerɛ sɛ mmea na mehwɛ no me ne hwea mede kyerɛ sɛ mmea na mehwɛ anaasɛ okay ma menum nkwan no nyinaa wɔ fufuo no Eunice mesa to nsa no wo na wobɛtumi akyerɛkyerɛ yɛ mu yie na mmom so responsibility na yɛde adeɛ before yɛbɛkɔm.
Yes. And see, it's so responsibility in Sembebre, and I think say it's good to start off with then so responsibility. I think say it's here for no don't want so responsibilities into then government and I say UK Secretary of State for the Home Department. So council responsibility and then all patch. Usually, this term is used in regards to awofo na mo pese mo kofa mo ba anase awofo na mo UK chrome ha mo pese mo applications ema mo mba no. And you would have to be able to show so responsibility in certain circumstances. And see, say wa we awofo no, say wo so wo kofa wo ba they want to know ampa say wonkwa na wo hwe akola na because it takes two enye nipa ba ko na eba wiase eye nkrofo mienu na omo ho a akola no aba mo ntem enti so wo ka say wo kofa akola na ba abetna wo nchen a adenti na wo fo ba ko no so entumi nhwe akola no wo bebi a ono so ewo eno na omo ka say and there's a wo say wo na wo hwe akola no na the other parents no on akola no dia and they share so responsibility nti ebetumi aba ne say the other parents no we from onu ho a obetumi ahwe akola no nti sisi ano because we from nti obetumi a kire say death certificate ni ni sisi abeto also say so wo na wo hwe akola no and I say it could be say nimpa na woni no wo akola no krampo no since akola no ye wo no on sans fie honum bio because any idea say obeware wo nti akoba ne saa ne nti waka che say enya ade obetumi ahwe akola no wensi honum bio nti wona wahwe akola na from the time wo akola no wona wahwe ne saa wo de ba broche bia wo de akola no nja wo maame akola no wo maame nchen but bibia fa akola no ho bia no wo na wo make that decision no because wo na wo ya wo fo a wo hwe no ana se betumi aba ne se e bia wo fo ba ko no na oboa with akola no but a do points be a sisi a wayare serious a ontumi nhwe akwala ne biom nti because ebi a wayare anaasɛ ebi a yehu ne biom ebi a bibi esi ɛna yen nim ne whereabouts saa yɛma wei nyinaa no sɛ woka sɛ because akwala no papa anaasɛ ne maame ɛni n'abrabom biom ne nti wo ɛna abɛtɔ wo so sɛ ɛsɛ wohwɛ akwala no and there sɛ wotumi yɛ evidence to show sɛ wo nko a ɛna wohwɛ akwala wei ɛnyɛ the other parents ɛna ɛhwɛ no nti as we go through the topic yɛbɛbobɔ nneɛma bi so sɛnea at least no yɛbɛtumi ehu the ways in which we can also make these applications based on whether we meet the sole responsibility requirements and I say to me meet the sole responsibility requirement. So we'll share your immigration rules now. Specifically, no, we have two areas which most parents and as I will follow every applications Emma or Mumbana Abe join no UK Chrome ha. Under paragraph 297 onwards, no, you have applications for children, whether awofo no indefinite leave and answer British citizenship. Nti no san no the awofo no indefinite leave and answer British citizenship. Na oni partner and answer a yere and a kunu krom ha depending on almost so to make krata ne dia. And the your application ama akwala na be ma akwala no indefinite straight away. And second one here under appendix FM. Into appendix FM applications a comma nkrofo a limited leave to remain. Into a be a 2.5 nibi and our person kofa woba eba UK chrome ha. Sa nkrofo no 2.5 nibi no. Be applications ama omombano under appendix FM because no ena betumi meet your requirements. Into your awofo bienu awofo a betumi aye application because indefinite leave and answer British citizenship. And I awofo a ebia 2.5 nibi limited leave to remain and answer any limited leave to remain under the immigration rules. And so so able to me aye applications ama omombano to join them here in the UK. Into say ebane say akola no okofa na ba then na imbrano eka efa sa wofo no a opeso kofa ne bano anase ne mbano ebe join no e wo UK chrome ha. So we'll share yeah paragraph 297 of the immigration rules. Eka say wo ukura indefinite leave and answer ukura British citizenship. Now all your application ama wo ba anase mbano aba UK chrome ha dia. And there so to make sure say either say wo awofo no a wo UK ha wone awofo baako no your applications mumie no your application ama momba abejo no nti e bia the okra indefinite no ne yere akola ne maame nso so nti mumie no motip krom ha mo pese mo kofa akola ne brem bro ana say nipa kono okita indefinite leave to remain no ono no ekofa akola no abeka ne nsa ewo krom ha wo bre a owo sa so responsibility na ye ka ho asem ana say ebia wo awofo no obetumi a kire say awofo baako na first ohwe akola no we frum into death certificate ni into there's no way akola no untumi enka say wo de na eba because obi eni ho a obetumi ahwe akola no ana say ebetumi aba ne say nipa awofo no okita indefinite no obetumi a kire say there are compelling and considering compelling and compassionate circumstances in which akola no ye betumi aka say say wo de ne ba because say yamfa na mba ebia inyema ebesi wona brabom nti based on whether the child's parents no mienu ewo krom ha anase se omo mienu eni krom ha na wo ka se opese ujina so say there are compelling and compassionate circumstances and nunti and our person would ne akola no ebe counter ewo krom ha dia and the caseworker is willing to look at documents and answer nyama over to me actually say ampa sa circumstance we dear say akola no yamfa namba no ho be no pa. And you also have that within Appendix F of their immigration rules. It's the same requirements. Either say awofo mienu no na ede akola neba and now say wo stress also responsibility. But say I didn't say over to me at stress also responsibility there and there's so to me stress compelling and compassionate circumstances so on ede akola na sitina no emano. In today, these are compelling and compassionate circumstances. Most of the time, you show your immigration rules, they don't really define what compelling and compassionate circumstances are. But say you share what the word means in itself. Usually, bibi are compelling, I say when to me I yet bibi am fa saa ade no ebi abechichiru anase ebeye bibia ahye wo den anase bibisa into something that's compelling and that's a compassionate crampo say who has situation no mobo into anya ade a wobetumi aka say we die oh enye hwe nipa kono ebe survive. I had one lady out oba me nchen o ka kire me say the situation no is such that nkwala ne papa we free picture no mu de dada on hwe nkwala ne da but nkwala no na oni obi a oni nkwala no ebeja because ne mama ne papa no omofrim nti na I say at least or to me make sure say in terms of nkwala ne de obe to me any omoja obi or the omoja na down for be but na down for no na on to me nhwe nkwala no nti eba say na eso hwehwe obi foforo e de nkwala no eja omo sa nimpa no nso so no any time they be our hard they be our or ha nti nkwala no nso no mu nko school no mu chinchin na school na frame mame no nkwala no mu ba school for the past 1 month ye hu omo na mame na ye worried last big grandpa no na obi etwa picture dey send no so nkola no omo tonton yema wo roadside o be fa wo mba no ko be fa wo mba no ko. It was obviously one of those situations that one person bet say as a parent na obi send photos say ni say na esi say ubetumi ne nkola na akasa krampo a chi say undam obi so ne nkola na akasa. Obviously it's a terrible situation to find yourself, and that's in Colano, it's a terrible situation for them to find themselves. And I say it could be say in Colano Papa Crampono, Obia enim ne whereabouts, almost I try say almost weshe na nature crime, but still na almost nim baby or mwako police report some no, but still na there has been no sign of baby papa no ewo nti akoba ne say move to me enya baby from the police sanyama we ni na is good to try and gather some evidence because ebia nkola no baby a omo nenam cramp no because enya ne nipa kona send photos no be to me use as evidence say omo ni baby da na ebia police for no crampo abetro mo da say adenti no omo nam kwan so a omo da na say bisa na and also crampo no obetumi age police report etumi akire say police crampo any omo a station crampo da ebisa mo questions they be omo awofo no ho nti and also can also be used as evidence in terms of the application. And now crampo say school na omo nkono school no betumi atro letter say ebia for the past 2 months nkwala no omo bae omo a try say omo behwe omo chira kwan but still na omo NC school honom and na omo a try say omo be make contact with you a wo UK chrome ha inse no so sa no so obetumi use to as evidence for compelling and compassionate circumstances. And I say betumi aba na say nimpa kro no na obo within kolano so obetumi atro say enya de obetumi ahwe nkola no ono nso e wo family ananse na adwuma no does not allow for them to be able to look after their children inti ebia na adwuma no e ma ne tu kwan inti otu kwan for 2 or 3 weeks na oni ho a obetumi ahwe nkola no inti affidavit no ebeba from sanipa na all boa with nkola no but on to me ensure mo because na adwuma no so ma ne tutu kwan a ontumi enhwe nkola no. Into these are all evidences are over to me ajia over to me aka say oh sa situation we dear to me falling under compelling and compassionate circumstances yeah who say because of nkola no baby almost sitting on et there's no way to me enya ejina so say omo etna sakro no so che say omo abe join omo me anasa o papa e wo UK chrome ha and of course say wo chere sign yama we then you should be able to show say you can also meet the accommodation and the maintenance requirements. And see, when it comes to showing, say, over to me, meet the accommodation requirements, they are usually most times, no, so to me, say, at least, no, oh, baby, Eda, and Konano, so every to me, baby, so Ada. And when it comes to accommodation, either tenancy agreements, council tax, and I say only tenancy agreements, na yeah one kasa would die so I will be to me actually done so. But say a kobane say to me any tenancy agreements. A lot of people get letters from Nipakona Ahai a dino amamo. Always to me letter no if it's an impano na or the copy of the ID so aka ho to show say a genuine letter na saa nipa na ɔde dan na ama wo no atwerɛ nti ɔno nso betumi de ne copy of ne letter na say proof of address so aka saa letter no ho sɛnea ɔmo hu sɛ nipa korɔ asomesi wei ɛna ama wo saa dan no nti wokɔfa wo ba no aba usually under the Housing Act of 1998 no ɛsɛ wotumi kyerɛ sɛ ɛbɛyɛ suitable for dodoɔ no a wɔte fie hɔ nti sɛ ebia wo ne wo ba baako ɛna ɛte hɔ dada na wokɔfa wo ba baako nso abɛka wo ho a and then you should have at least 2 bedrooms baako ɛbɛyɛ wo dea sɛ wo ba no a ɔwɔ UK chrome ha ebia ɔyɛ bɛrima na deɛ wokɔfa no aba nso so yɛ bɛrima a ɔmbɛtumi ahyɛ dɛm baako ba ɔmo aka sɛ mba no omo ye opposite sex nti bako ye bema na bako so ye oba na omo dey above the age of 10 dia and they usually obi biara bepe ono akasa ne dem nti se oba na wokofa na aba no ebia within more than 10 na also wokofa na aba they expect say ono akasa ebe wo ne own bedroom nti deɛ ɔyɛ bɛrima no ɔno ankasa bɛwɔ ne dɛm ɛna deɛ ɔyɛ ɔbaa nso so ɔno ankasa ɛbɛwɔ ne dɛm and in this UK country obviously most of the time no wo living room no nso count as another room nti wobɛtumi aka sɛ wo use to wo living room no as another bedroom a saa nipa no so ɔba a wobɛnya biribi so ada that's in terms of accommodation no. When it comes to maintenance has to do with the fact that bia wo a wote UK chrome ha wobɛtumi aka sɛ woyɛ adwuma a wonya sika dodoɔ sei a wobɛtumi de ahwɛ akwadaa no nti when it comes to maintenance no I know say a lot of people find it difficult because ebia omoji benefits and answer omoji sika bi a ebia omo ntumi nye edwuma den anase edwuma dodoɔ bia a omo betumi nya sika de aka sɛ ebi a ɔmo betumi ɛde ahwɛ akwadaa no. But here's a case where ebi a woyɛ adwuma kakra na wogye sika kakra. Almost say when it comes to maintenance no, ɛsɛ wotumi kyerɛ sɛ wo sika na ebi a wogye free adwuma mu sɛ wongye benefits a sɛ ɔmo yi wo rent ne wo council tax every saa wo salary no mu deɛ ɛbɛka no ɛsɛ ɛyɛ equal to income support rates na ɛwɔ kurom ha nti benefits bi a yɛfrɛ no income support no ɔmo ɛde ma awofoɔ ɛwɔ UK kurom ha. I think say most times people will not know because sisi a ne nyinaa abɛka universal credit nti all the child tax credits, working tax credits, income support, housing benefits, ne nyinaa abɛyɛ universal credit nti wonhyɛ da ɛnhu what the difference is. But say woyɛ obi a wogye universal credit a most of the time wobɛhu sɛ it's all coming in as one na so council no ɛna ɛboa with wo dan council so a that will be paid separately. Into those things come into play in terms of applications for womba anaasɛ woba na wopɛ sɛ ɔjoin wo ɛwɔ UK kurom ha. But you have to be able to provide evidence a ɔmo betumi egyina so aka sɛ ampa wo situation way because of circumstances in which nkɔlaa no wom no nti ɛsɛ ɔmo bɛka wo nsa wɔ UK kurom ha. Ɛno na mebobɔɔ so a mɛka sɛ depending on what the situation is, wobɛtumi enya police report, wobɛtumi nso enya affidavit from nipa no a ɔreboa wo, wobɛtumi nso enya letter from the school to show that ampa ɔmo nim sɛ wo na most of the time ɔmo report to anaasɛ ɔmo ɛka kyerɛ wo nsɛm ɛfa akwadaa no anaasɛ nkwadaa no. Wobɛtumi nso enya hospital report say aba ne sɛ nkwadaa no they've had to take them to hospital nso so a they will definitely have evidence say nkwadaa no aba ɔmo nkyɛn da ebi ɔmo ma ɔmo medication way anaasɛ ɔmo ma ɔmo treatment way nti hospital for no nso wobɛtumi enya letter efiri ɔmo hɔ anaasɛ clinic for no nso wobɛtumi enya letter efiri ɔmo hɔ. You can also get a letter from any other agency a wo ne nkwadaa no ɛkɔ anaasɛ sɛ asɔre anaasɛ biribi saa na wobɛtumi enya letter efiri ɔmo hɔ to show that this is what the situation is and you are making sure say everything is okay with the child anaasɛ you are trying to make sure sɛ nkwadaa no deɛ ɛsɛ ɔmo yɛ no ɔmo ɛɛyɛ. And say when it comes to making these applications, as much evidence as possible, no, so to me gather na omuhu nukrena ewom because say onwen to me it will be very difficult. Pictures help if the situation is very dire because say what the picture no kona omuhu situation na in kolano efemu so a they are more likely to see that it is urgent and I say it's baby compassionate I say omo to me ehwe bibi efa ho. And so when it comes to these applications, the more evidence you provide, the better the chance of you having a successful application. Nti minim sɛ yɛmbrɛ no ɛkɔ bebree nti megya no wɔ ha na etiefoɔ ne ahwɛfoɔ ebisa ɔmo nsɛm ansa na yɛwie program no.
Oh, la Eunice, yɛn nso yɛda ase. Waka ne nyinaa na kyerɛ sɛ obi etie yɛn a sɛnea wɔdwedwa mu step by step no, I think sɛ definitely they will get it how a ɔbɛfa so na wɔatumi ayɛ. Ghana when it comes to our country ne deɛ trust me, biribiara ɛda ne kwan mu. Wopɛ sɛ ɔyɛ biribiara a ɛyɛ doable, ɛyɛ possible, wobɛtumi ayɛ. Enti no talking about the evidence now already yes say ayembia untumi enche ana emiti so responsibility there are other means a obetumi de aka ho na approve as evidence a betumi na wotumi de akofa akora na ba ne bia me depa ne comparing and compassionate circumstance no in fact oho no Etaasi pa, etaasi ena uyu so enu so a eka omakoma na omo ehu se ampa akola no or say ofiri ho na ombeka wonsa. Senior emre ne kono, me were questions beside here, but I'll still open the telephone line senior be ya saying bia obi wo kwan ne so na ono so pese obi se bibia straight away no obetumi ebisa na me so me de me de no aka ho e wo honom senior be ya ye be ma tiefo na ahwefo no emre no bebre na ometumi ebisa omo question afei answer na me de no so betu ja say telephone number me bisa we just ba ko pe answer. When it comes to sole responsibility, yɛakyerɛ several previous programs ne bebree about kwan a wobɛtumi afa so emiti saa sole responsibility. Na ɛnɛ no ne yɛkasa yɛn biara sɛ wontumi mmiti a ɛdɛn na wobɛtumi ayɛ. Ne nyinaa yɛ evidence. Ɛno na lawyer Eunice aba abɛkyerɛkyerɛ wɔn. Nti sɛ afei na waba so a, ɛno na yɛreka ho asɛm. Na mo a mobaa so nyinaa nso mede nkyia kɛseɛ de ma mo me nua Tili wayɛ adeɛ paa wosi mo nhyɛ na nkɔ anim ma no na Kwame Ampel nso yɛda ase paa sɛ wohyɛ keep on share Seri Fraser nso saa ɔsi good morning lawyer Eunice and Madam Manye meda ase yie megye so sɛ ɔsi monhyɛ wo join a monhyɛ yɛbroni pete a ɔmpɛ sɛ obi bɛba ne kurom nso no ɔno nso ne deɛ abɛgu bebree na yɛn just ignore that na yɛnkɔ Sandra ɛyɛ a na ɛtere bi a ɛyɛ sere kakra Sandra mede nkyia kɛseɛ de ma o yɛ papa yɛ nua bɛma Ada Itaribo nso aka please go to BWF Solicitors website ne so sɛ ayɛmbia woyɛ care worker na wopɛ sponsorship database no omo de abeto on the companies currently they have sponsors no dodo na ewo honom obetumi akọ na ene up to 22nd no obetumi atseki application no se ne obetumi afa omo fa ode a ene obetumi na ene 9 se 18th oh na just aka 4 days ana
Yeah.
4 days aka 4 days pe irade ho yemobo ebi omo 4 days, you. At the chimpo, no, even 1 hour can make a difference. And you know, who knows? Mongo share honum na munye applications maybe and go call companies. Mon from mo na monka sell yourself how skillful you are when it comes to care working in the care sector. No, sorry, na be ano akonye bi na ansa na 22nd na abɛto nyɛ saa deɛ te sɛ ɔne ɔmo yɛ adwuma busumi mmiɛnsa na ɔmo atumi aswitchi de ama wo nti telephone lines no ɛnɛ telephone lines mmienu ɛna ɛbɛdi kan yɛde bɛyɛ adwuma no ɛyɛ the mobile numbers no ɛne wobɛtumi afrɛ no mobile wobɛtumi afrɛ no whatsapp no ɛyɛ 07399208468 07399208468 wobɛtumi afrɛ saa nso na wobɛtumi afrɛ wei nso 07596620154 mesan ɛsi so biom 07596620154 ɛwɔ board ne so nti mebie telephone lines na wobɛtumi de calls na aba na wabisa na mema wehu nso sɛ ɛnhyɛ da ɛmfa ho sɛ question ɛnɛ about bringing your children or child to the UK no ɛho question ko ana wobɛtumi bisa daabi when it comes to BWF Solicitors ɔmo da baabia from immigration litigation Ghanaian law ɛne yɛka ne sɛn baako na ɛka ho no ɔmo da mu baabia wobɛtumi answer wo question lawyer Eunice nso wabɛn papa especially when it comes to yɛn yiyifoɔ kurom nsɛm ɛne Brexit ɛne British saa obi na ɛka ɔmo wakware ade mu papa nti wobɛtumi ebisa question bia ɛwɔ ha yɛwɔ obi ɔdɔfoɔ bi wɔ line ne so ɔdɔfoɔ wɔ ahoma ne so mema akɔ aba ɛbɛdwumadie so ma wakyen so pacha o kasa frɛ me ente wo nka
I'm saying
adomo papa ne ahwɛ yie yɛ ho yɛ papa sɛ wo nso ho yɛ deɛ
but me the much na you know more you mean I got you so I should The other one.
Sounds okay.
But my question is, what year EU me what could I EU passport?
Okay.
Certain status now. Comment na lawyer ne kakani na no. Person say EU for no yebeko and EU rules and that comment na ka EU rules no na ho na
So person okofa wo baba na. Oh, okay. Lawyer Eunice, minim so mo
Yeah.
de no nsronkron bi da ho baabi. Yo, Lawyer Eunice be ma mo aye why? Okay.
Okay, so not all casa wari EU ni no ono no ewo settle state. So ono no ewo ba anase ono na yere ewo ba opo person kofa omomba no every Ghana badia. They will come under the EU settlement scheme. And see, as long as they are able to show say of course na neba anase omo wo omomba no before that 31st December 2020 on way to me up the application no under appendix EU family permit. Omobema akolano 6 months to enter. Or remwa now my application na akolano for pre-settled status. It is still possible for them to make the application under the EU settlement scheme. So omoda so a warrior. It will be different if he said, say, when you're in settled status, not near a year EU settled, EU national, into on a year no omuni hobium. Then he will come under the may explaining and there because on no mom no on your EU national. Even though an asitina no a year from under the EU settlement scheme no. Or no any EU national into on to me and confer colano under the EU settlement scheme. She said, oh, under the immigration rules to say, I may explain here into ABA or pre settled and answer or settled status under the EU settlement scheme. She said, to make sure either so responsibility and answer will form me no ever crum how person of our colana back. And I said there are compelling and compassionate circumstances say akona no ever cancer ever UK. That is only for those who are making the application by the very fact that omkrita indefinite EU nipano any family member. When it comes to the EU routes, as long as you are together with the EU national, no, over to me, application no under EU settlement scheme. But the EU citizens are not encounter who they are, and then you will do it under the way me explain it during the program. No. Yeah.
Yo, Lawyer Eunice, you better say. So our so they are now they are to so. So they are to so. Maybe so we I say please, my parents are traveling together to attend my baby dedication. Say Obi call F Muntin Memfa. Yeah, hello, good morning. Mete on kapa, yes. Okay.
The lawyer say anyone can start with Juma Pa more. I'm
That's
person
it.
contributing or and apart with the lawyer client so I'm the question about.
Yo.
Yes, similar application like so responsibilities are we are. Now, you qualify will be won't demand refuse application because almost say almost per se a photograph almost say so responsibility does not go beyond any financial we are saying but say it doesn't any financial we want to say also this camera say you have so responsibility of the children here a photograph with who any inkolano and a two receipt care and if I come show inkolana any receipt just say or not inkolani school hospital here we couldn't provide if you see application to make sure I said Obama you for so so now my question ankasa me de buy anything who are EU ni and I say who are be renew now we need anything like who need the evidence to say no more worry and also buy me then
Only evidence say just a worry.
no marriage certificate wɔ hɔ nom yɛaware 5 years na so yɛkɔ renew.
Okay.
Yɛni joint account, yɛni biribi a kyerɛ sɛ wɔ me address ha, yɛni biribiara kyerɛ sɛ mene wo na ɛwɔ kurom ha sei. Ba me nso mene obi nso akɔkɔwɔ. It is a time ne do na sɛ mebɛ renew me application a ɛbɛha adwe anaa.
Hey, the question there. Unya background ke you. You Eunice. Eunice, sorry. Mpacho srena mesra nyawo na mesru. And don't get offended why mpacho. Mpacho the question ye.
Trying to say, they say, in terms of Nasetinano or pre-settled status, EU pre-settled status, but a person who say because only new kuno
Bema ni
entino
share bibia.
inti ebeye then na we to me apply for settled status and I say indefinite leave to remain no say time no so say 5 years no so na your application no. Usually what they ask on the application is wukunu details into abia ni date of birth, time amode ware ni N9, ni EU settlement scheme reference number, so 16 digits reference number na almost almost confirmation of status abia say almost at the settled status ama be trust that reference number ewo sa letter na de send you email them. Those are the basic things they will request when you're filling in the application. So who filling in application no na abia who was system no mu say papa no eda so wo krom ha, they will require evidence to say for way ebra eche say papa no abia from 2022 to 2025 no what now UK krom ha. Say if they are not able to get evidence that they have requested there, then it will be difficult for them to also grant yours because almost here we say ampa na
What's
nipa
a
no
promo?
from her, because sometimes it might be say nipa no na onye juma and they can't look from the NI record say no it's from her, so they will want you to provide evidence say ampa not to chrome. And if you are not able to provide the evidence, then it means say uh, settled status now and I say indefinite leave to remain no almost to me and farmer because someone name says EU national no that's what to chrome her and I say onto her.
Auntie
And then
promo.
yeah, it will create some doubts in their mind if for instance you are not able to provide the evidence, maybe
Necessary evidence. Okay.
a relationship. But say okay say muntema tete ow nipa no ebia because muntema tete mo a divorce there, that's a different application altogether because you'll be making the application based on your retention of rights because wuni nipa no mo jai. There's no way ube to me actually
Connect.
say means, but when it comes to our retire no so they want evidence to say now ano et before ube jai. No so yeah
Okay.
that they need because they want to see say at least when in the now UK from her for 1 year at me the when panel worry yeah dear and their own person now
Kasa na
say
etwitwa but mema wetie from the program ne mo se ne be obenya ne nyina why.
yeah
Okay.
into it's very very important say so oh yeah retention of rights no even based on divorce no grandpa obenya bibi ba grandpa e be say at least na multiple whether it's letter from GP and now say bank statement and now say pay address was so and now grandpa say betumi aye tenancy agreement, anything to show say ampan winning nipa no etna ye but muntemu tete ya why divorce. It's very important to be able to show say bibi wo ho a ebe to me actually say um winning nipa no mo ni ho biom but
Okay.
based on uh on the question no say ya ware ne nko na want to me treasure treasure it might complicate matters for you.
Matters for you. Okay. Yo, me gidi say wenya ni nyina concept no. However, say ensem ni be wa wanti ni ye ana wanti ase ye a obetumi afrelo Eunice just after the program no obetumi acheche mu ana book an appointment, have a proper telephone consultation, and then they be take you through bibia obetumi ai ejina so now there is application no. Yo menya ofofro nso e wa ha. O say me kan me sister yi question you.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Pacho, o kasa friend, mayente onka.
I'm a free lending.
Oyo, bisa
Now,
question.
my question is not about the number.
Enyefe,
Mature life in the UK take a pass and I'm a pass
English no so.
English no. But
Congratulations.
My question is, friend said, what CCJ or my file and just the application about 15 minutes.
That's also and I say why you be for home.
And that's also.
And so you haven't made any attempt to make payments in installment.
And ye bibi famwe, why? Uye bibi famwe tre say you are in the process of paying now. E boache ni e wonye hwe mfa ho. Why?
Now, Mr. T. H. Yanami application now. And a very effective of almost someone answer. This is clear all my data and apply for citizenship.
Usually, it's best if you've cleared it before you apply for citizenship, because all your application now, you always have to disclose any current ongoing litigation. Into all there no, it's a county court judgment against you, so you have to declare it or announce it, disclose it anyway. And then if you are disclosing it, normal check or more systems, and so because the government they can always do checks with other government departments. Normal who say, oh, I didn't know crampo no, when you attempt crampo say wutia, and as I feel now why you attempt say wutia and kitten yeah dear who say oh wutia na sisia. Then it's up to their discretion. They can usually say, oh, well, we've noticed this. We can grant you citizenship based on this. And I say, your parents yeah, farm out.
From now. Let us say
So it's
discretion, baby.
completely discretional.
Okay.
And this happened to me, maybe time and I say, from my back.
Sir, why your application I refuse no? Do they refund the money back to you? Say
There
more
be no refuse.
say your can is a judgment. To them, no, they've answered your application for you.
And the 90 is the best I can check the Afiyama pass. In Canada, best of 5 months, no to be a meet. Yeah. And get them to say, okay, I was in the process of paying it.
And only then, yeah, when I will share what dear, no say, utia na koso here. Yes. Say scan so and also kesian so now wait to me ye from our summa dron so patcho, then you wa so. When I open British book in them, ain't no when I be share with your man them say obe clear free or now wait to me a general answer no acquire application. Why?
Okay, you never that.
Yenso yɛ dase. Yo, menkan way information we ansa na mafa new caller. Nti ɔse please, my parents are traveling together to attend my baby dedication. Application submitted and appointment is on 21st of July. Mom's time is 10 past 2 and same day appointment for both, and that time is 20 past 2. On the application form for that, I wrote Jean WF application reference of my mother's on my dad's additional information session and vice versa. I indicated same on my mom's application and quoted each of their passport number on both vice versa, showing they will travel together. Would they link the application together? Will one caseworker decide both applications same time, or different caseworker will work on each case? I need more clarification. As for same workers, we need the Eunice, muna mube who. Nipa mmienu ayɛ application. Is it possible say same way na ɛbɛyɛ yɛka ne sɛn same case worker na ɛbɛyɛ application? I don't know say ɔsan send ne baeɛ menim sɛ okay ɛsono wei, so let's answer that one and then I will read the other one as well.
I think so when it comes to entry clearance applications for any person whatsoever, usually I don't work within the home office, but from experience, no. Even if I make a family application, it doesn't always go to the same caseworker because
Exactly.
reason why I say that is because I will be doing the application. Now Obia send the email in regards to one of ABI in Kolano. Then maybe 2 months later, having thought that everything is settled, now Obi for the email about, oh, can you provide A, B, C, D? And I'm like, so I am providing for a collab.
Afei na
So unfortunately, it will not be the case that because you have put all the information on the form, that means that the application will go to the same caseworker. Unfortunately, that's not how they probably give out their applications within the home office. And see, the caseworker who is working on it will see from the application form that there is someone else who is coming with this same applicant. And
yes.
they can check on their system who is working on that other application.
That's
But
correct.
it would not be the case, say the home office caseworker will be working on the two just
The
because you
same.
have information on the application form. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. So maybe one decision will but the other one's decision will come.
Osei Bisa follow-up question say, do case workers really get time to read cover letter to visit visa
Yeah,
application and invitation, especially when it is lengthy letter of about 8 pages explaining everything about the applicant's personal circumstance and background? Papa, that one I can assure you said they read word to word. I won't read it and come on fancy. Say any no to from my experience where the main kakra patron bako ya no be counter crossing me say me kasa do me, so wait, let me explain a little bit here. From my experience, say we application na ye bisa say oh any further explanation eboa pa eboa in the sense that sometimes no wo application why your answers now were providing them sometimes no one sure say the right answer and no are providing no, but then when you are able to explain it was our further even 100 pages in the cry a year caseworker na said yes say also kinkai na onti or application na see ye. So that one I have a personal experience. It could be say it's not applicable to some applications, but fajide kan why na on read no who explanation na o de aka ho no why. Yo, Eunice, and the numbers again to call is 020, sorry, 079, sorry, 07399. Yo, what's the no, main trust was 07399208468, and I said 07599620154. Intino, Yemfa and Quenim, Patramenkai, and ye, Yenua Bema Samuel, Akin to me. The idea. But say, good morning, Sam. I'm a staff of one of the leading supermarkets in the UK. I came with a partner visa. Am I eligible to sponsor myself if my partner refuses to renew my visa? That's his dilemma and his question will be, sir, Eunice, is there any way he can sponsor himself if the partner is refusing to sponsor renew his visa?
I think so. Okay, let me answer this in English because I believe that he may not understand our local dialect. So, in regards to Mr. Samuel's question, he's come here as a partner. He thinks that it might be the case that his partner will not be able to renew his visa when the time is up. In terms of self-sponsorship, that's under the immigration rules as innovator founder route. When you look specifically at the innovator founder route or appendix, it talks about you having a business plan, and your business plan must be viable and scalable, and you must have it endorsed by an endorsing body which is approved by the Home Office. When we talk about endorsing bodies, there are only 4 endorsing bodies that are approved by the Home Office. So, yes, you have a business plan. You've obviously talked it through to some financial advisors and all of that, and you're ready to start your business. But before, obviously, you can make an application, it doesn't matter if you've already started the business. You have to be able to get the endorsement or the backing of the endorsing company. If you haven't got the endorsement of body, you cannot put in the application. So you have to be able to get the endorsement from the endorsement body, which will give you the should I say authority to then go ahead and put in your application under the innovator founder route. So it's very, very important to have things put in place, because it's not very easy to get the endorsing body to back you up. And like I said, there's only 4. At first, there were numerous numbers of them, but now there is just only 4 endorsing companies, and you have to get their endorsement before you can put in an application. So if it's something you want to look into, please start doing that now. If you're left with a year, 2 years, do that now before your leave expires.
Okay, thank you, and Eunice. Samuel, I believe you've gotten your answers. In case you are still in doubt and what to do exactly, you can still call the lawyers after the programs, book an appointment with them. Just go straight, see them, and definitely something will come out of it. Gifty Asiedu Crunchy, good morning. Please, I want to find out if I can bring my fiancé from a country like Egypt to the UK. Why not? Wherever they are, you can, but there is a process. Until I use mano answer, mommy, why?
And Gifty, for sure, baby, I will reassume no. So, by so your application, manner. As long as you are able to meet the immigration rules, over to me, your application, mano. Say, join no chrome ha. And see, I know say you can't retrieve, but entry clearance applications is from all over the world. It's not just from your Chrome Ghana. Into send Mukrona also person kofa no bano.
Or
So
send
to
me
me,
fiancé. So in this
oh
case, I think that the technical word here is fiancé because they are not yet
yeah,
married. Which
yes.
I
So
know
when
said there are visas
yes,
like that. Mm-hmm.
yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of fiancé, yes, you would still have to meet the requirements. So when it comes to fiancé visas, most of the applications for fiancés, you have to be able to show that the fiancé is coming here to get married,
Yes.
and they will give them a leave of at least 6 months until you over here in the UK will have to do the application to the registry until so also mobile already and the so per data registry for no ever worry more until you should have done the application to the registry for them to even give you a date that you are happy with to go ahead. They've given you that date, you use that in terms of your application. So you have to be able to show that you are both fiancés, and you are going to be making the application based on the fact that he's coming into the UK to get married. And you have a date that has been agreed upon by your local authority, and I say will register, and you have evidence to show that he will also be able to maintain himself. And as I want to maintain, so you'll be able to maintain yourself, and he will be able to maintain himself, or you'll be able to maintain him and accommodate him on his short stay here in the UK. So it's very important to be able to show say you'll be able to gather that evidence in terms of him coming into the UK as a fiancé to get married. And see, that is a different application to those
Okay.
who husband and wife. Yeah.
Wow, nature say yes, you can invite your fiance, get married here. Oh yeah, no, so call. Says I also call because one can say, oh, manaba vetinasi. Usi mumbra be ware. Oh yeah, no uncle. Into our query no na a tree asem. I feel per se we then on the count when I don't see a different application. But just as I net here.
Yes, so you would definitely have to meet the requirements for a partner application for him to be able, and now say, yeah, for him or she to be able to come and remain here with you in the UK. So that is a whole different requirement under
Okay.
the Appendix FM of the immigration rules.
Right. Yo. Enti mo wo fiancés ne ade na chese mwetimi ayo. When your ba maybe wo kro foforo so na when your ba be wo kro foforo so yes, our fiancé application. Momba mwetwa mwenum kakra, maye maware no wa ha. It's beautiful. I married in UK. Yeah, I got married in UK. You know, wakopeni nyina hihye it's doable. It's easily doable. All you need to know, say, who lawyers, no one show the right part, not just enter the process, make a right, but maybe I didn't use the term right. Or show the process now, no, yeah, ma also unto anamo. So gifty, good luck. Why? Yo, numbers again to call 07596620154. Ube to me afra that's 0739920846. 8468. Yemre ne kra aye bi nanso no still ye wo ha ye pese take one more call and I say bibi. Nti call e wa ahoma ne so utime nka mpacho yetie o there no question no. Hello caller. Say or the atoso. Eunice, emre no ko e wom say anhya ase ntem nso no ye ye no nso de ehia pa. Enti no yen hwe bibio last way na ye nuaba ani eni ho a obema ye potom kasa de no. Enti no quickly say we summarize it within just 2-3 minutes at the Maya, and that would be great. If I want to bring my child to the UK and I don't meet the sole responsibility, what are my other options? What I need to do to be able to bring them. Nti mpacho obetumi atono fa e de amaye.
Okay, so looking at our topic for today, can I still bring my child if I don't meet the sole responsibility requirement? Yes, of course. Under our immigration rules, we have paragraphs 297 and 298 of the immigration rules for those parents who have indefinite leave and those parents who have British citizenship. We also add the next form of our immigration rules. We have parents who may have limited leave to remain or 2.5 years leave in the UK. All of such parents can bring their child to join them in the UK if they meet certain requirements. Either both parents are here in the UK and are able to bring their child, or based on sole responsibility, the parent who is here in the UK has to show that they have the sole responsibility for that child because the other parent is not in the child's life. If you are not able to show sole responsibility to the degree and the standard that case law has set precedent for, there is also the requirement under the immigration rules to show compelling and compassionate circumstances in which it will be difficult for the child to remain in that country of origin. So, in terms of showing compelling and compassionate circumstances, this is mainly circumstantial and it's evidence based. You have to be able to show that the situation in which the child is so compelling and is such a compassionate situation. It is very, very important that the child joins you in the UK. So it could be that the child has a parent who has neglected them, have abandoned them, and they are now moving from house to house. They are not attending school. They obviously are doing that, obviously catches up with them in terms of the law. They are basically not the children that you left when you were coming to the UK. So you have to show evidence by way of photographs, police reports if you are able to get those, school letters to confirm that indeed this is what is happening with the children. If they've been to the hospital, hospital letters as well. And if there are any other evidences from people who have been helping you along the way, if they've had to jump from home to home, you can get affidavits from all those different people who have helped you look after them to be able to clearly show the caseworker that the circumstances in which the children are in are so compelling and so compassionate that they have to be here with you in the UK. So it's important to make sure that you are able to evidence compelling and compassionate circumstances in order for the child or the children to be granted leave. And also, not forgetting, you have to be able to show that you'll be able to maintain them and accommodate them once they come into the UK. So that is just a brief, should I say, summary of our topic for today.
Yo, La Eunice, yes, you better say we've gotten the English version of it. Yes, spread it, yes, share, and give it to someone to be given to someone. Na enkwechi enfamaye. Aha, ye BWF Solicitors Legal Hour so near ye mediani magneti. Mijidi say when ya jehon washia bibi efrimo na ube continue to share and then push it further. Yɛda mo ase sɛ mode yɛhyɛ aseɛ na mode yɛkɔ awieeɛ mmerɛ no kɔ nti no yɛnsɔre so this week saa nso na ɛbɛgye di sɛ the weather will be great and a lot of fans out there from weekend until the 31st of August nneɛma ɛkokɔ so paa make useful few things out there. Monkeka mo ho na monkɔ anim. However, no ohia mo bia every BWF solicitors for hɔ a be it immigration, family law, aware anaasɛ Ghana for yɛn law anaasɛ employment litigations, the mitigations, ɛwɔ adwuma mu yɛyi wɔ di unnecessary those things ne nyinaa kɔ na kɔhu BWF solicitors for ɔmɛtumi egyina mu de ama wo. Ɛnyɛ koraa no 99.9999% success there. Yinim say nyame bɛyɛ. Next week, same time, same place. Mediani Magneti. Adios. Have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.
Based in London, we are a dynamic award-winning firm specializing in a range of legal services. Welcome to BWF Solicitors, a trusted and experienced law firm specializing in immigration and nationality, appeals and judicial review, dispute resolution, family and matrimonial, and other family law disputes with international context. These include matters such as private child arrangement orders, contestant and uncontested divorce, non-molestation for domestic violence, and financial remedy. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you at such a difficult time. Our advice is delivered in a confidential and sensitive manner. Meet Bernard Owusu, our esteemed senior partner. With over 32 years of experience and known for his expertise and dedication to serving our clients and the community. BWF Solicitors stands for integrity, respect, excellence, teamwork, diversity, inclusion, and service to the community. We provide tailored assistance specific to your case. At BWF Solicitors, every day is filled with dedication, creativity, and a commitment to finding the best solutions for our clients. Our team at BWF Solicitors is ready to assist you with all your legal needs. You can find us at the 4th floor, Anna House, 214 to 218 High Road, Seven Sisters, London, N15 4NP. Our main office line is 0208 493 7340, or our emergency line is 07712 761 884.